Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of the remix series. What we did last time, I guess, is we aligned the vocals and we started putting down some percussion instruments, but they're really badly mixed. So what we'll do in this one is we'll start mixing them together, add some EQ and stuff like that. So they're already all on the mixer, which is nice. One thing though, I do want to change up the percussion a little bit because I did do it pretty quickly, and I mean I like to have a more distinctive sound rather than just this generic kick that I use a lot. And I want to change some of the hi-hats. The claps are okay and all that stuff, and that's fine as well, but it's that, I don't know, I feel like I want that to be a percussion sound. I want that to be a little different. So let's do that really quick. Let's go look at another kick. Now I want something different. I'll go in the clubby kick category, but we could go in clubhouse kicks or trance kicks even, but we're gonna go in the clubby kicks. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go all the way at the bottom of the list. So clubby 100, and we're gonna go from 100 and up instead of from 1 to 100. So because of that, we won't just be using the same radius of like 50 kicks that we always go through. We'll be looking at some of the other ones. So let's do that. That's a little softer. I want something pretty clean, kind of like that. I like that as well. That's really nice. I don't know, I like that kind of release. If not, we'll go with 94. But yeah, there we go. Alright, and we got that now. Let's get the hi-hat replaced with something. So if I want a distinctive sound, but I don't want to have it being a hi-hat, like a cymbal, I'll probably just go in the percussion category. I know in VC2 the percussion category is a little more like bongos the first few. I think maybe it's at the bottom, I'm not sure. Oops. Oh yeah, it's right here. So as you can see, we got some kind of bongo like sounds, and it's just different percussion. I might actually layer that. But yeah, other than that, I think we're pretty good. We're pretty good to go. Got a nice hi-hat, and we got those 3 claps. But yeah, this is what it looks like. A lot of people have been asking what these blocks are, the gray ones. Well, you have to look at it horizontally. Where the red blocks are now, those are my kicks, or the kick pattern, which is just the on beat thing. Below that is the rides, and as you can see, the rides don't actually come in right away. They actually come in right around here, and then like this is my percussion sound now. But yeah, it's all just kind of set up horizontally in all these different patterns, pattern 4, pattern 5. So just so you guys know. But yeah, I like to have my percussion down here, basically everything else up here. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead, and I guess I'll just put it up here for now. I'm gonna put the beat on the top, and because it really doesn't matter where you put it, it's just how you like to organize your stuff. But yeah, I'm just going to, let's collapse there. Okay, so we're going to outline that one section there, and it'll just kind of keep on looping the entire beat. Okay, now what I'm going to do is going to mute everything else but the kick, so I just right click on that channel. So all we hear right now is the kick. We want to boost that to 0 decibels. That will kind of set our mix, and then we'll revolve all the other sounds around that. Okay, so I'm going to go in the slot 1 and open Parametric EQ2. Oh, come on now. Did I just hear that little... Oh, I see, because I didn't link it. Let's link that as well. Might as well. Okay. So as you can see, it's barely -2 decibels. We want that to be like right up here. Once we start boosting a few frequencies, it should probably reach 0 decibels, but I guess we'll see. So I'm going to cut that off, whatever low end that we don't need. Around the 30 hertz to 40-ish is usually sound that we don't really need as much. Depends on the kick, obviously. See what happens when you boost that 150 hertz? That's kind of filthy to me. I don't really like that. What we want is that low end, that really low end. So you want to boost around like this area, and then you actually get low end. Okay, so now we got to kind of balance that out. I'll boost up the higher ends now. If we remove that, it should clean up a little bit, because it seems like the low mid section of the kick a lot of the times is just the transition between the talk and the low end. If you remove that, I see a lot of kind of a cleaner kick in general. No, I wouldn't say remove too much of it. I just remove about 6 decibels. But just a cleaner kick. That's all we want. So this is without, and this is with. Not a huge difference, but it will definitely be good for the mix. So let's bring in some of those claps now. I'll just bring in one at a time. We want this clap, since this clap is kind of like the impact from both hands hitting against each other. Doesn't really have much of a tail. We're going to want that to be relatively loud, but I'd say -3 decibels should be good enough. Don't even have to EQ these, because they're pretty clean on their own. If I did, it looks something like that, but I mean, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna bring in the clubby kind of clap with the long tail. Should basically just sound like noise. You can add stereo shaping to that if you want. I'm not really gonna bother right now. There we go. We got 3 claps, and they're working together. Just letting you guys know, this is a pretty quick mix. I'm not really going full on EQ on this, but when you guys are EQing, do take your time and try your best to try different EQ styles, I guess, and just kind of try different things and make sure that you're happy with what the instruments actually sound like. Just go for clean instruments. You don't really want like dirty kind of muffle sounds. That's really something you want to avoid, especially when you're mixing in the kick and the bass, which we'll probably do here soon enough. Alright, so I guess we should add that closed hi-hat, or no, we'll add in the open one first. So we want that to be a little bit louder than the claps. We'll turn it up on the EQ, so we can turn it up here doing this. I know what some people like to do is add a little bit of flanger to that, a little flange. And it's all good if you do, as long as it's not very powerful. I just go, I think it's just classic flanger, and then I just turn it down right here. You guys know how I am. I like to add a little bit of Parametric to that open hi-hat. Wow, sorry, that closed hi-hat. Just gotta hit pan, and then you just try and fiddle around with the amount and speed knobs here. So speed is how fast it's panning from one ear to the other, and amount is just like how dramatic the panning is, really. By the way, the closed hi-hat is around -6 decibels. It could definitely be a little bit higher, but I think it sounds okay. So I kind of use the decibel meter as a point of reference, but you know, if it just sounds much too loud, then you know, just turn it down, doesn't really matter. But yeah, the open hi-hat is at -3, I think, as well. Yeah, -3, -2, something like that. See, we don't really have to EQ this very much, because as you can see, nothing is popping up on the low end here. So even if we did this, there's really no difference. There's only difference around here. And so that's why I'm not even going to bother adding any EQ. I might just invert it though. I guess I could do that. This is our other percussion, even though it says cymbals, we'll change that. Percussion. We're also going to pan that to the right speaker. That's pretty much it. Like that is pretty much it. I think we're pretty good as far as the overall mix down goes. We could add reverb and stuff to other instruments, but generally we don't have to. They sound pretty good all together. So we can just remove this loop, and we'll see how it sounds now. Oh, don't know why that kick was not there. I think that sounds pretty good. Now we could just stop the tutorial here. I think we will, and I'll definitely come out with another one really soon because this was kind of boring. This is just EQing actually. This could be an EQ tutorial pretty much for the percussion stuff. We also want to add a snare because snares are important when we want to make our build for dance music in general, but I think we're pretty good. Next tutorial, I think what we'll do is we'll start getting the actual structure down. I'll start looking for bass instruments and stuff like that in advance so we don't have to waste too much time with that. But generally, I think that's what I'll do. We'll start mixing in bass and kick, even though I suck at that. And yeah, I think we'll be pretty good. So I'd say 2 or 3 tutorials from now, we should be doing the dance kind of synth lines, main melodies, stuff like that. And I think that's really the more fun tutorials, I guess. And it'll be more interesting to watch. But I mean, I think once we get through all this kind of boring just necessities, which is EQing and things like that, we'll have much more fun. We just kind of got to get it. Wow, we kind of got to get this stuff out of the way. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I just got over a cold, so I guess that's why I didn't upload anything. But yeah, I'm doing okay. We're finishing up the mixing for the drums, but generally I think we're alright to proceed. So I'll see you in the next tutorial, guys.